And YouTube's first influencer. It's tier list. It's tier list time. I thought I'd do it on Daft Punk. And I'm kind of surprised, man. Daft Punk only has 4 studio albums for a band so huge as they are. That means they actually gave a shit about their albums. That, personally, that's what I think. You know, somebody could have a long discography and still give a crap about what they have. But let's get into it, man. Let's start off with Homework. This one's tough for me. I'm not sure even where I'm going to put Homework. But you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it in A tier, man. Yeah, what can I say about this album? This album's really good, man. Daft Punk came out. They came out punching. They came out with Around the World. They came out, you know, with The Funk. Just really drummy, really dancey, too. There's some moments in this album, like in Fresh, where it's really dreamy, really cool. The sample is really awesome. Not sure where the sample's from, but it's really catchy. And, you know, there's songs like Teach that I really like. It's either called Teach or Teacher, but I remember that song being one of my favorites. Oh Yeah is really good. I think the chops in Oh Yeah and just the whole aesthetic of this album is really interesting to see Daft Punk come out there and birth this sort of new French house music. Yeah, I like this album a lot. I know the bypassers of Daft Punk probably even don't know this album exists, but this album is off the chains. It's really good. The hits on this album are really good. There's some songs in there that are terrible, man. I just can't listen to, like Rolling and Scratching. I believe Rock and Roll is one of them too. Or I just can't hear Revolution something, man. I can't even listen to that song. That, I mean, me not even knowing that song kind of shows you, like, I can't really listen to that song. But when it hits, this album hits, and it hits well. Quite possibly has one of my favorite Daft Punk songs in Indo Silver Club. That song is insane. The 808s on there are amazing. Shouts out to them. Coming in strong with that Homework album. On to Discovery. You know where I'm going with this one. S tier, man. Discovery, man. Those first 4 songs already deserve just all the praise. You know, they start off good with One More Time. That's the song that I first heard. That's the song that made me love this band. And you go to Aerodynamic with that crazy guitar. You go to Digital Love. Digital Love is like a build-up. And then you go, when you hit Digital Love and you hit that freaking insane solo, it pulls everything together and it sounds amazing. Then you go Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger, and you get lost because this band had so many ideas. They had such a great production. They had a great sound, and they were blending that disco into dance, man, into the house music, and it worked very well for them. Of course, there's the deep cuts on this album. Face to Face is so amazing, man. It's so fucking amazing. I think that song is a top tier kind of song. Never became a single either. Something About Us is just the most beautiful robotic song ever. The guy that did vocals for him was outstanding. The vocoding, man, this album trumped Homework almost easily in my book, but I am a sucker for Homework, man. I am a sucker for Homework, but this album is just unstoppable. The only hiccup on this album is really too long. Is just too long. I don't listen to that song at all. And then you get a nice, wonderful surprise on Short Circuit, and that song is outstanding, man. I wanted to b-boy dance to that joint, man. That song is so fucking good. But yeah, man, Discovery is an S tier. It just has absolutely great writing on it, and it has amazing production on there. And it feels like the band is just giving you idea after idea and mixing everything up in that album. It's peak Daft Punk to me. Human After All. I'm gonna give it a B tier. You know, I'm being really nice to Daft Punk, it feels like, but I really like Human After All. I don't like it more than Homework. I think Homework is better. I think the band has more ideas on Homework, and I think they expand on those ideas. And they were young, you know, they can get away with some of the songs being repetitive. After you deliver, you know, such a bombshell on Discovery, and you give us Human After All, and, you know, at first I hated this album, man. I was like, holy cow, this album's not good. You know, maybe Technologit is the only great song on this album, but after a while, you know, I listened to it more, and the repetitiveness is pretty good, and the guitar work on this is so crunchy and so aggressive. It almost sounds like industrial music. This album is like Daft Punk is just pissed off, or they're, you know, trying to fight being human. They just want to be robots, so they're giving it their last call. And, you know, Television Rules the Nation's a good song. Kid Robot Rock is amazing, man. It's so repetitive, that riff, but I like that song a lot. Brainstorm is insane, man. I go crazy when I hear that song. Technologit, of course. The first time I heard that was the Busta Rhymes remix. Then I had to go go listen to Daft Punk's, and Daft Punk's is a lot better. It's way creative. This album is really good. It's really aggressive. It's Daft Punk not giving a shit anymore. They're just like, fuck it, we're gonna give it to you dirty, baby. And you're gonna take it, and you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. And I actually liked it to a certain degree. Random Access Memories. Random Access Memories, man. Psych. Boom. A tier, that album. Didn't listen to this album when it first came out. I was kind of out of the Daft Punk vibe. Been listening to it a lot more lately. The guitar work on this album is so good, man. Whoever is doing all the guitar work is doing a fine job. They found the groove. Those first two songs on there are very groovy. I can't remember the second song on Random Access is so good, man. I think that should have been a single. I like the vocoder on there. Nice, man. The singles on this were kind of what threw me off. I didn't really like Get Lucky when it first came out. I thought it was super poppy. You know, I didn't want Daft Punk to go super poppy like they did. They went really disco pop, and it worked. I mean, this is the most acclaimed album for them. It got them the Grammys. It got them all the recognition. It's not that bad, man. It's better than Human after all, for sure. It's got the band exploring elements again. That song, Giovanni Giorgio song, I thought it was just a meme, but I listened to the whole damn song, and that song is amazing, man. There's a bass solo in there. There's freaking guitar work in there. Yeah, the song's awesome, man. It's 9 minutes, and you know what Too Long did wrong, the Giovanni Giorgio song did correct, man. I have a love-hate with an instant crush on this album. You know, I love Julian, but I think it would have sounded better if a girl actually sang that song. That's my hot take on that sort of album. Pharrell, I think he falls a little short. I think, you know, Lose Yourself to Dance is a good song. You know, sometimes when some of these songs groove, they all kind of sound the same to me, but Daft Punk does add a little element to change up all these songs, and oh my god, the bass lines on some of these songs are very outstanding. Pretty much save this album. Some of the drums are not my favorite, but yeah, man, it's still a great album, and you know, Doing It Right is just a great song, dude. Another song that could have been a single. I wish Doing It Right was a single rather than Lose Yourself to Dance, maybe. But you know, Daft Punk played it safe. They knew what we wanted. We wanted some pop disco shit, and they gave it to us, and I enjoyed it. I wish they would have, you know, worked with Michael Jackson when he was still alive, but they gave us the second best option, which was The Weeknd. And yeah, man, this is my ranking of Daft Punk's album. Nothing to C or D. I didn't do the Tron soundtrack. I really didn't care for doing that. You know, I know Alive 2007, you know, Alive 1997 could have been on the ranking, but I just want to do the studio album. And yeah, man, let me know, man. Let me know if you think Homework needs to go low. The repetitiveness, you didn't like it. Let me know if this one should have been higher. This one, we already know, man. This one's the S tier. Homework should have been way lower. I don't know, man. This is me, man. I love all their work. Of course, I love some better than the other. But yeah, man, Daft Punk, RIP, man. I hope they get back together. I would love if they did. Peace.